Now with our weekly conversation with the one, the only Peter Range at Say Yes to Life. Good morning, Peter.
Hey, Peter.
Hey,
Hi, Pete.
good morning, Dave, Ron, and Pat. Great to be with you guys this morning. And Dave, I do have a confession to make. Last week when you weren't on the show, I tried to take your spot. I tried a little coup, but Ron and Pat said, no, we want to keep Dave.
Right. It's a big chair to fill because I have an extra large chair.
I think I said the price is a little higher than what you're willing to pay. It is for sale, but not at that rate.
You're too smart to take my place, Peter. You're too doggone smart.
No. Well, it's great to be with you guys. And I'll stick to my little segment here because I enjoy saying yes to life. And I was telling you, I was looking at some kind of articles and newspaper articles recently, and they're talking about, women are happier without children. And so that there's this trend that's going on, whether it's New York Times or other places. So let me read you some of those kind of the titles to those articles. It says, women are happier without children or a spouse, says happiness expert. Another one says, 4 reasons why single women are the happiest people on earth by a psychologist. Another one says, why so many single women without children are happy. And, these articles, they make you laugh, but this really is kind of some of the things that is out there in popular media. And we do see our marriage and fertility rates have reached all-time lows in the United States in recent years. Fewer people marry or have children. And unfortunately, I think these trends are likely to continue unless we do something, unless we preach about it from the pulpit, particularly in the church. If the church doesn't kind of play that part of encouraging your young people to get married. I just met with a young person yesterday. Praise God, he got married, but dated for 7 years. My advice to young people is just go for it. It's such a beautiful, amazing vocation. But in 2023, only 72% of 18-year-old women in the United States said they were ever likely to have children, and that's down from 85% in the late 2000s. So again, we see this even just trend from what people are thinking about for their future happiness, thinking that, marriage and family is not a part of what makes people happy. But there's an interesting article, so I bring all this up because I was just reading recently from the Institute for Family Studies. They have some new research out that underscores a positive correlation between marriage, motherhood, and happiness, challenging those narratives that I was just kind of speaking about a little bit. So they took a look at data from about 3,000 different U.S. women, ages 25 to 55, just to see what does really make women happy. And the study, as well as other sources that have come out, highlight that women who are married and have children actually are the ones that report higher levels of life satisfaction and emotional well-being compared to their single childless counterparts. Now, again, we start with the caveat. There's a lot of women out there that want to be married, want to have children. So, this is women who are they're saying, the career is going to make me happy. They're perfectly capable of getting married and having children, but they're choosing not to do that because they think happiness, comes from, just working a corporate job, whatever it may be. But the statistics are really clear in this particular report that married mothers are significantly happier than women who are single and childless. So here are some of the statistics that kind of popped out to me. The report, it was authored by a few different researchers there, but Wendy Wayne was one of them. She noted that 40% of married mothers describe themselves as very happy, compared to only 25% of single childless women in that same age group. So 40% if you have kids, very happy, compared to 25% if you're childless, ages 18 to 55. 12% say they feel very lonely or often or always, compared to 22% of single childless women. So if you have children, you're only going to say you're 12% of the time feeling lonely versus 22% of women who don't have any kids at all. Also, a few other statistics. Wayne kind of highlights that married mothers are more likely to report a sense of purpose, with 60% saying their life feels very meaningful, compared to 47% of single childless women. So when it comes to being happy, when it comes to being purposeful or feeling a sense of purpose, married mothers take the cake, if you will. And then lastly, interestingly enough as well, from an economic perspective, married mothers tend to have higher household incomes, with 70% living in households earning $50,000 or more annually, compared to 55% of single childless women. So it's also a pathway to economic success as well in a married covenantal commitment. So coupled with emotional benefits, overall well-being, financial stability, nothing beats kind of being married. So why do we see this trend then, where all these kind of newspapers and magazines are trying to tell us that women are happier without children or a spouse? I'm asking you guys, why are we seeing those trends?
Yeah. I mean, look, the evil one is a good marketer, you know,
Yeah.
and people are willing to deceive and make up creative lies that people end up following.
And it comes from all sides.
Yeah. There's a lot of ideologies out there. You know, the green movement, people are bad for the earth. I mean, there's just so many ideologies that push this. And I just think even philosophically there is a lack of understanding of what happiness is. I mean, my students don't really understand what happiness is. You know, they think it's comfort or convenience or a pleasure. They don't get what it really means.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think, often in our society, we make choices, or individually, we make choices, and then we try to justify those choices. So we'll even come up today with different research, different things that try to justify, well, I'm going to make this decision, even if it goes against God's plan for our lives and the way that he's called us to live, because we want to live a different lifestyle. And unfortunately, this has real-world impact, and I think it even impacts our churches, our schools, where we try to teach our kids, hey, look, the best way to become happy is focus on your education so you can get a really good job, and then you'll have a really good job, and then you can retire when you're 55 and move to Florida. We've missed the point of kind of like ultimately the purpose of education. The purpose of our lives is to become saints, and we only become saints by following God's plan. And God's plan for us, particularly when it comes to this arena of marriage and family, is to get married, is to have kids. And statistics are starting to prove that that's what makes us most happiest at the end of the day.
Love that, Pete. And I would say this too, behind those positive numbers with those who are married with children, you're probably going to find a godly man who is seeking the Lord as well. Amen. And there's evidence for that, because the happiest group of all actually is nuns, and they are married to the best spouse anyone could ever hope for. They have Jesus as their husband. So maybe we take that as an example.
Well, don't miss Annunciation Radio Say Yes to Life with Peter Range. We air it every Thursday at 4 o'clock. Pete, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Hey, God bless, guys. Have a great Tuesday.
Bye, Pete.